Films are a recent discovery for us, only being created in 1896. And since then we have managed to take it from short silent black and white films into being able to enjoy them at a higher quality and enjoyable classics, some of which were filmed around London. Join us on our tour as we head for our first location.
You are now looking at the main tourist attraction for London. This is South Bank, which the postcode is SW1A0AA. This location has been used in the 2004 live-action Thunderbirds film. Thunderbird 2 flies by to drop Thunderbird 4 into the Thames to save a monorail that collapsed. The London Eye has been used in the 2007 Fantastic Four sequel, Rise of the Silver Surfer, when the gang had to stop it from collapsing as a sinkhole opened in the river below, scaring everyone who might have ended up in a subaquatic lifestyle.
Speaking of acts of terrorism, these are more human though, as near the Houses of Parliament a barge detonated, shattering the windows of Parliament and caused the river to spur up. This scene was from 2016 London Has Fallen, the sequel to Olympus Has Fallen. Luckily we managed to rebuild the damage caused by the terrorist attack since then.
Next up is a classic sci-fi horror 28 Days Later, which featured Westminster Bridge as one of the many desolate and eerie landmarks and backstreets Jim wanders around confused and out in the first scenes upon his awakening in this quiet and baffling predicament. Here we are at the Millennium Bridge, SE19JE. If the bridge wobbles, it could be those Death Eaters coming for a second hit. The scene sees the Death Eaters fly through London and towards the bridge. This is the bridge that the Death Eaters made plummet into the River Thames. The bridge is shown wobbling with many people crossing at the time, and the Death Eaters cause the cables to break and letting it fall into the Thames. The Millennium Bridge was also featured in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. The bridge was present in the main city in Xandar, as the planet is under attack by the son of Thanos, who possesses the power of an Infinity Stone at this point. The bridge was also adjusted using CGI to make it look more futuristic. It's a shame that this bridge is always featured in scenes of destruction.
Here we are at the location of the Kingsman Tailors, the main branch of the spy organisation. Savile Row is home to the Huntsman and Sons, which acted as the set for the tailor scenes in Kingsman the Secret Service. Huntsman and Sons had their windows replaced with special made windows for the film. They had Kingsman written on them in place of the Huntsman logo. Since the filming, Huntsman has kept the symbol on the front window, along with the golden plaque with Huntsman on it. The plaque also has Kingsman on the other side. These are cool little mementos of the film. On the Huntsman website, they even have a special section made specifically for filming at Huntsman and Sons. Greenwich, SE10, an already popular tourist site, is the biggest film location in London, with a boatload of films under its belt. With the spectacular views and scenery along with beautiful architecture of the old Royal Naval College, it's easy to see why. If the Kai Sark, the Royal Observatory and Greenwich Market are not enough reasons to visit, then you can always check out the film locations of many big screen blockbusters. Now You See Me 2's final trick was mostly filmed in Greenwich. The film sees Atlas on the grounds of the old Royal Naval College playing with the rain, Lula dismembering pigeons outside the Cutty Sark, and Jack playing with the large-scale game of Find the Lady in Greenwich Market. We also see Merritt walking through the pillars at Greenwich, being followed by his brother. In the film, it shows them on the map on the other side of the water. Not sure whether it was a slight mix-up or whether it is done intentionally. The Battle of Greenwich, the climax of Thor the Dark World, the fight between Thor and the Dark Elf Maliki, sees them being pulled through dimensions by the power of the ether. The battle in our dimension takes place on the grounds of the old Royal Naval College. Sherlock Holmes, The Game of Shadows, starring Robert Downey Jr., was filmed at the college. It was used in the first scene of the movie as Sherlock Holmes tracks a lady holding a particularly interesting parcel and gets intercepted by her escorts. It is also used as the auction house, which shows the parcel in fact being a bomb, and in the style of Sherlock Holmes, makes it detonate without harming anyone. In The Dark Knight Rises, Alfred shares a dream to Master Bruce about them being in Florence, slightly glancing at each other as they are retired. Now it may be surprising, but they didn't fly to Florence for these two scenes. No, they were shot in the Royal Naval College. We know this because of the pillars on each side, as they are a distinct gift. Everyone likes pirates. They pillage, steal, and drink pretty much 24/7, and sometimes get cursed or chased by octopus-faced monsters. They are the outlaws of the ocean. And what better one to focus on than good old Jack Sparrow? Yes, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides was also filmed here. In fact, the exterior and the interior were used for filming. The painted halls were used when Jack Sparrow got captured and taken to the King, where subsequently he met Barbossa again. Then, in true pirate style, he exited swiftly using a chandelier and made it outside to the exterior, where he jumped onto a carriage and fled. Onto a more righteous film in our tour, a liberating film with scenes where you hear people sing about hearing people sing. Yes, the one and only musical of 2012, Les Miserables, also known as Les Mis. The scene I'm hinting at is when the song Do You Hear the People Sing is being performed and Eddie Redmayne climbs on top of a carriage and waves a flag for the people. This scene is also more commonly known because of the large elephant in the background, which was also placed on the college grounds for filming.